Okay, so this is just kind of a video explaining my situation and where I'm at. I just have my phone propped up. I have a DSLR, but it doesn't record video, but that's okay. I mainly wanted it for just normal pictures anyway, go take pretty pictures of my car, the sunset, whatever gay shit. Also, any family members that see this or students, if you go to the rest of my YouTube, viewer discretion advised. You're either gonna hate it, you're gonna be offended, or you're probably gonna want to beat me up or some shit. I don't know. But if you didn't know, for family, viewed, anyone really, September 27th, I think it was, I drove from Utah to WyoTech. Ever since I was young, I've wanted to go to the school. I've known about it for a really long time. My uncle went here, and it's been a very prestigious auto school for a very long time. Not so much auto, but more so diesel, but I went for the auto anyway, and a management class. That's what I'm in now. And I'm doing super well. I have, my lowest grade in my final was a 91%, which I can be happy with. I would like it to be higher, but I passed with all A's easily. And I have some perfect attendance pins. They're over there, so I'm not going to grab them. But I passed the first phase of this, which was about 1.5 months. That's what a phase usually is. Total time I'm going to be here is 9 phases. So I'm going to finish up my business class and then go to automotive for roughly for 6 months or so. And then I'll get my specialized associates there. I think it's specialized associates. And then I'll also get an associate's for doing 3 months of my business class. So that's one of the main reasons I chose this school, because I can get an associate's in 12 weeks. And that's amazing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of classes, but everything's going really well, I'm grinding it out. I'm doing good. And recently I got a job. I put my pride aside and I work at McDonald's down the street. It's nice because it's close. It works. But, things start getting really good. I can spend a little bit more money on food than $10 a day. And, I usually work until about 10. I'm going to take these off because I don't really need the music, but I usually work until about 10-ish, and then I come home and I usually stay up at least until midnight, just hanging out, maybe playing some Call of Duty, or homework if I have any. Some of these projects you have to get together and you really have to work on them. First phase, I did super well, but let's see, it was 4 days ago? 3 days ago. 4 days ago, for whatever reason, the employees had an emergency meeting and they gave us a 2-hour lunch. Now, my class normally gets a 30-minute lunch. Most other classes get a 50-minute lunch, so we're already screwed over, but this 2-hour lunch was awesome. So me and one of my classmates, we went and got some McDonald's and just hung out, and then I went and took a nap because I had only gotten 4 hours of sleep the night before. But we come back to class and we finish up the presentations that we're doing. Everybody had to create a shop and do safety comps. And one of these groups finish presenting, Jesus Christ. They say, okay, everyone sit down and hold on to your seats. And then probably a good extra 30, 40, 50 people come into the doors, all students and even some teachers. And then the president of the school came in and explained. He stood at the front desk and he said, we had an emergency meeting and we dread to announce that Zenith, the corporation that owns us, has decided to close the WyoTech campus. And there's still a shit ton of people going to the school. There were at least probably 200-300 phasers that went in, including me. I'm one of them. But we still have another 7.5 months, we're just getting started. And they come in and they announced that the corporation has decided to close the schools. So what they were going to do is they're going to let us finish our programs. They're going to do what's called a teach out. So basically what happens is we just act like nothing happened. We just go, and then come June 2018, graduation date, all the teachers are unemployed and we can't enroll in any more classes. They're not accepting enrollment now, but obviously we can't sign up for more if the school doesn't exist anymore. So Zenith back in 2015 bought, I think it was 50 something schools. I don't even know, but they bought a lot. It was a big risk. And they've, it says right here, I have this sheet. They've done a lot of good shit. Let's see. So, yeah, and they bought 56 Corinthian colleges, one of them being WyoTech. WyoTech went up for sale in 2015, and we almost went out of business here because no one owned the school, but Zenith bought them. And in these past 2-3 years they've had us, they put like $5 million into this school. They've put a shit ton of money into this school, dude. It's like, oof. And when they bought the schools, all the kids who had student loan problems or whatever, they paid them. So, they put out like $500 million in cash towards like loan forgiveness and student debt and shit. It's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden they would change their mind on this. At the time, they have 24 open schools. They've decided to close down 21 of them. All 3 WyoTech campuses, the Florida one, the Blairsville one, and the Laramie, Wyoming one, they're closing every single one of them down. Their reasoning is, this is what they said. Over the past few years, it's become evident to us that many of our campuses are located in areas that are geographically inconvenient for underserved students or not built to accommodate the programs that we want and need to offer. We intend to use those learnings in a more focused 3-campus approach. So basically what they're doing is they're closing 21 schools to put a really regulated, focused, good education into 3. And that's kind of like what they do with medical schools. Like, there's only a few really good medical schools, because if you go to a medical school, you have to have a good education. It has to be highly regulated, because if you don't, then you're going to have shitty doctors, and shitty doctors means shitty people, and that means lots of deaths. And obviously you don't want a bad doctor. That's simple. I get what they're trying to do here. It's just, they're kind of fucking well over 5,000 people. I'm in school right now. I didn't want to only do 9 phases. I wanted to do at least 12, 14, some shit like that. I wanted to do the high performance class. I wanted to do the chassis fab class. I wanted to do probably even honestly, I want to do almost everything here. It's expensive. I'm paying, I think it's like $7,000 to $9,000 a semester. It's way expensive. And that's another thing. Zenith gave me a $10,000 grant. So I don't get why they're all of a sudden changing their mind like this. There's been various rumors, like how someone's been stealing money and that's why they're shutting it down, or because WyoTech's been lying about their job placement, which is like 80% or something like that. It's pretty high, but I mean, they have a career fair every 3 months or something like that. So I guess the state of Wyoming is actually going to come and look at the school, and they might try to buy it from Zenith. But the problem is they're not putting it up for sale. They're just closing it. So basically what that means is at the end of the year, instead of going through all this legal paperwork and having to deal with the government and, the school system, they just basically sign it as a tax write-off. So it's simple, one line, more or less. Instead of having to do all this work, they can just write it off and sell off all the buildings and most likely make most of their money back, if not all of it. Although there's been various rumors about people buying them, it's highly unlikely. We can hope, but I'm not going to hope. I'm just going to be surprised if it happens. That's really it. So as of now, it's November 11th right now, so I'm just hanging out. This video will probably go up November 13th on this Monday, just so I can keep a schedule. That's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, it's really shitty. It's bullshit, and I'm sorry for language if you haven't seen me swear that much, but if you're a techer, it doesn't matter. You hear it every time you step outside. But more or less, I can't fail, which I don't expect to have a problem with. As I said before, I've had all A's this entire semester, and although when I get to the automotive program, it might be a little harder, but I still have faith in myself. And I've already done a lot of work to my car. I've pulled the engine. I've rebuilt multiple engines, not the entire engine. I haven't had to deal with crankshafts and connecting rods, pistons, piston rings, and all that yet. But I'll get there. It's how my mind works. I can't really do basic things. Okay, that made me sound really stupid, but I just am kind of mechanically oriented, so it's not that hard for me. Really, the hardest part is learning vocab. That vocabulary is the hardest part for sure. But so that's pretty much it. It's kind of just an update video. So that's where I am right now. June 2018. The school that I am going to will no longer exist. I graduate, and I will be part of the last generation that goes to this school. So unless someone buys it, that's how it stands now. I'm a dying breed, along with my roommates and all the other new phasers. And I guess the old phasers too, but that's... Paid 30 grand to go to a school that's closing, and although I'm assuming the name of the education will stand, after 15, 20 years, who's to say that an employer's going to look at a WyoTech education and say, oh, that school that closed down hasn't been open for 15 years, so I don't want you. I'd rather have someone from UTI or Lincoln because that school is still running. But I don't know, it's honestly, it's a really good school. This is just shitty. This is, I don't know, it's a corporation, man. It's stupid. I don't even know if Zenith is a corporation, but there's been lots of rumors. There's been a lot. I don't know. That's how it stands. So whoever you are, family, friends, other techer, or if you found me from YouTube, previous subscriber, I don't know. Thanks for watching this. I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes. So, yeah. Have a good day, guys. Peace.